we have the smug row that's right here. No, you all had arms crossed. This was smug row, but go ahead.
Can we just combine present worths to find the optimal investment strategy?
You can actually try that. It's a weird, interesting kind of combinatorial optimization problem, which we're going to do just to go ahead and prove to you that the algorithm works.
Which algorithm?
The one that we're actually supposed to be using in this case.
So buy every asset that has an internal rate of return greater than the minimum acceptable rate of return.
Which one minimum acceptable rate of return do you have, though?
We have two. We have a 20 and a 10.
So what do you do with that?
I was thinking that we would take out a loan to buy A because its present worth is greater. Its present worth is positive with the loan, and then B and C. But the present worth of those added together is less than the present worth of just A and B bought with cash out of pocket.
Yep. You're finding the flaw in your logic because it doesn't make sense when you think through it your way. You contradicted yourself on how it was the best choice. In fact, in this problem, you shouldn't use present worth at all.
Okay.
So, don't look at the present worth. Do you all agree to me now that you're not going to look at present worth?
Sure.
It's still going to be the same answer when you buy A, B, and all C.
I'm just seeing what you're going to end up. We'll see what you're going to do. Who buys what?
So if we're not using present worth,
We're not using present worth on this. This is something you use internal rate of return for.
yeah. So then
Internal rate of return, so you buy the highest one, then the second highest one, and then whatever we have left over, you buy $1 the next one.
but you're still not taking out the loan.
You don't know to. Because there's no reason. Because when you get down out of the money you have available, your rate or your internal rate of return is now higher than your loan rate.
But if you buy that asset, if you buy asset A with the loan, you still have money left over to get more stuff. You can invest more money.
I've got an idea. How about if I go ahead and draw a picture for you guys? See if this picture helps you out a little bit. So here's the camera again. By the way, it's still on. Now this picture should look a little bit like what you had in your in the videos. We're going to be measuring interest rates up here. Sometimes it'll be minimum acceptable rate of return. Sometimes it'll be internal rate of return. Along the horizontal axis, we're going to be talking about your scale of the investment that's here. And the rule that you had for this kind of stuff is that you were supposed to order your investments from highest internal rate of return to lowest internal rate of return. So some of you are doing some things like ordering by present worth. Who's ordering by present worth over there? And so present worth was up there just a little bit to mess with your head. You actually don't need to consult it here, but we'll use it in order to show that our algorithm works. So if you order by highest internal rate of return to lowest, the one with the highest internal rate of return is A. And it costs you $2 to get into A. It's got an internal rate of return of 22%. 22.5%. So there's A. The next highest internal rate of return is asset B. Asset B costs you $7 to get into. 1, 2, 3 plus 1. So here's asset B, and it is 19.7% as far as its internal rate of return. There's asset B. Asset C costs you $6. And so 1, 2, 3. So there's its $6 wide. And it has an internal rate of return of 16.75. There's asset C. And asset D costs you $10. And so we'll just go ahead and pull a 9 over and give it a little bit more. Oops. And here's asset D, which costs you 10 altogether. And it has an internal rate of return of 11.9. So again, those little percentages on top all record for you the internal rate of return of the assets. So you're supposed to order your incremental benefits that are there from highest to lowest. Now your costs, we had two sets of costs. These were your cost of funds. So you had your minimum acceptable rate of return. You had 10 of that. Cost you 10%. And you also had the loan. You had as much of that as you wanted. That one cost you 20. So the costs are going to be right here. And you had $10 at 10%. So this will make sense up to right there. That should be an extra $1 out of there. And then after that it jumps up to 20%, correct? Now we're at the loan rate of 20%. And here's at 10%. So that right there is the useful diagram that actually can help you answer the question of which assets do you purchase. So you shuffle through that, and I'll try to make it so that these folks have the ideal here. So again, order from highest internal rate of return to lowest for your benefits, and go from lowest incremental cost to highest incremental cost on your cost of funds. That should do the trick for you.